This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is the final video. Um, this video is totally called Fighting Experience. Totally different from everything else I'll probably copy and paste, but this one is about fighting experience being everything. Alright? So when I left off saying fighting experience is everything, plus I started getting off topic, so this way I can stay on topic by keeping you into fighting experience. Alright, so why is fighting experience important? Alright, so when you go to your dojo, and you're doing this for 6 weeks, horse stance. Right block. Left block. Left low. Right high. Right high left. Right high right. Left low. Left high. Left high right. Left high left. Right low. While you're sitting there doing that, that's great exercise. Alright? You will probably never have the Karate Kid experience where you have to paint the fence. Wax on, wax off. Side to side. Alright, you will probably never have that happen. Probably never. But in case you have a teacher like that, good for you, Miyagi style. But, you know, in reality, when you get into a fight, this and this are not going to be the blocks you're going to be using. Let's keep this shit real. You're going to be in a standard blocking stance. Straight up and down. Because the second did you start doing that Power Ranger stuff, you know, the guy across the hall is going to be like, alright, this guy knows some martial arts. Let's see if I can outhand this son of a bitch. If he can't get through my boxing defense, he can't hurt me. If he don't know how to kick and I can block his kicks, he can't hurt me. Which is why I say fighting experience is everything. Alright? The person that you are fighting, their experience will determine how you are either going to whoop their ass or they're going to whoop yours. Let's keep the shit real. If they have more fighting experience than you, if all they've known is fighting since they were a child, you have a problem. So let me relive just one more time. For everybody who's been here, who knows. Alright, for everybody who doesn't know. When I was a child, I was born in 73. So by 78, 79, I'm between 6 and 9 years old, I think. I'm not really good with math. My uncles, my mother's brothers, not my father's brothers, my uncles on my mom's side, and probably the majority of young black kids from that era, we fought in the streets. We literally had little mini fights. You know, I don't think anybody ever put money on us. And if they did, I don't know about it. And if you did, I'd like to have some of that money. Because I need it now. But anyway, you know, we fought in the streets. And we fought in backyards and shit like that. We did that shit. Because back then, that shit wasn't considered child abuse like it is today. Today, that shit would be straight up considered child abuse. And your ass, if you're doing that with your kid, and it's not in a professional setting, CPS is coming for you. So anyway, from the age of 6 to 12, I had to do this. Between 6 and 12, I started learning karate. Once I learned that my feet aren't just for moving from side to side and that I actually can kick people in the face, my game changed. Alright? It became a whole lot easier to beat people with the strongest parts of my body, which was my feet. I didn't have to worry about running. Because if someone ran at me, boom, you know, I can get that son of a bitch up there. Tear them a new one. So up until I was 12 years old, that's what happened. You go to fight, boom, boom, you know, throw a kick. Usually that's pretty much all it takes is once that kick gets involved, the fight takes a dynamic shift. Because, you know, pain is a thing. So if you can kick somebody in the right spot, which generally my primary target is that gut or that face. If I can kick you in the gut or the face, I'm going to end this shit. I'm going to end this shit swiftly. You know? And all I did was train. When I wasn't fighting, I trained. I trained. I wish I could still get into more hardcore training, but with this hip, it's not going to happen. And the Army's not going to pay for this one if I fuck it up again. They will pay for this one because they owe me this one. It's their fault that my hips are fucked up. But if I fuck it up, it's on me. And I don't have health insurance. So again, fighting experience is everything. It is everything. Now, let me make some true confessions. My nephews, we box a little bit, and they whoop my ass boxing. Every time. whoop my ass boxing. But those punk motherfuckers won't fight me my style. They won't fight me in a martial arts setting because they know, just like everyone else, I start flinging up these feet, you're a dead man. Now, I don't necessarily have to swing up the feet. I can do it with my hands, but the martial arts that I was taught is more like breaking than jabbing. Because in Wushu and Wing Chun, you got good jabs and strikes and shit. But in some of the Kempo, when I grab and break, it's also the same thing as in Wushu where you do your pattern hands. Well, in Kempo, when they throw that punch, it's the same thing in Kung Fu. It's the exact same shit. It's just in a different... See, all right. For your Wushu stand, you generally would stand southpaw because your power hand unorthodoxly is at the right. Now, unless you're left-handed, then you would stand opposite. I know that doesn't make any sense to people who are boxing. Because if you're a boxer, this is your southpaw so that you can throw your power hand. Where in Kung Fu and shit, your power hand's already at your target. So, because it's working on speed and preciseness versus direct power, which would be karate. So if I'm doing karate, boom, boom, I would also be in the opposite stand because I'm naturally right-handed. But I have trained myself to be left-handed since I started fighting. Because if you don't train your weak side, you're going to be like a one-handed fighter. And you can't be a one-handed fighter unless you literally only have one hand. So, and that's not to make fun of the handicap. But in Kung Fu and Wushu and Wing Chun, your power hand is already there. So, this is your block. Boom. So I'm blocking. But if we're both doing Wushu or Wing Chun or Kung Fu, because those rope-a-dope things are all in those three styles. So, boom, 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 boom. So your fighting experience is going to come in handy. So if we're both doing this, and I knock his block away and then strike him, I got a better chance than both of us patting each other's hands all damn day. Alright? Same thing with push hands, only down here. It's the same thing, it's just up here. Alright? So in doing so, you have to remember that their object is to hit you at some point, at some time. Because you're in a fight. Your fighting experience will get you through a really good fight or a really bad fight, depending on which end of that ass whooping you were on. So, up until my dad caught me fighting, I fought for a long time. My dad snatched me off the guy who I apologized to more than enough. And he said if I apologized to him again, he would shoot me. So, I haven't apologized to him in like 3 years or whatever. So, that being said, your fighting experience carries you through. I don't brag on my fights. I use them as stories and learning tools, and I can tell you most of the people that I fought have never come back for a second round. Specifically, some little punk-ass sumbitch from New York that threatened me on my cousin's death day and then wouldn't show up. Who would later go on to be an ISK champion, according to everyone else. But you're not a champion if you challenge someone to a fight and then you don't show up. Alright? So I've never had a problem showing up. Even if I'm going to get my ass beat, I'm going to show up. Alright? I also don't make challenges at my age. That's just not the right thing to do. However, you don't have to fight to prove anything to anybody unless you have an ego problem, and most people do. And most of us men, we have a macho complex. So, you beefing? You want beef? Okay, let's go. Now, here's where shit goes wrong. You only know one person's fighting experience. That's yours. You don't know this other person's fighting experience. You don't have to believe anything that I tell you. But if I tell it to you, I can promise you this shit happened, and it happened the way I said it happened, with the exception of one fight that I don't remember throwing 23 punches in. But that's what they said. I only remember throwing 3, all left-handed. That's not what they said they saw. And I remember using my cleeks on the guy's face. That's it. And they were golf cleeks. They weren't McGregor golf cleeks. They were something else, some Japanese name. But anyway, that being said, now reliving that, your fighting experience is everything. My fighting experience with that one taught me that I actually can beat people bigger than me, way bigger than me, a lot better than I thought. Because I'm going to be honest with you, in every fight I've been in, I've had a little bit of fear. And that's probably why I've won. The fight that I had all week, which led up to the big guy, I got into a altercation with my friend who kicked me in the ass. My face hit the dirt, and I sprung up from a push-up into a spinning back kick, and it pretty much ended the fight because I hurt him with that. We made up. And then the next day, there was an argument with me and two guys, and I thought they were going to jump me, but they ran. And then I got a day off, and then the next day, the two guys who ran, I got to fighting with their younger brother. He got a stick. I got an iron pipe. I said, you get to hit me first. But I had already Taekwondo kicked the shit out of him after I kicked off 3 other people. So, it hasn't been a good thing, but it was a thing that needed to be done. And then Friday, I fought Goliath, and my sister got me into that fight because she ran and he thought he was being a hero, but he didn't know the situation. And him and I became friends after that. But the point being made, this motherfucker was huge. He was 13, I was 15. And then when we moved over to Rougemont, where I'm currently back at, I had some really bad luck in life. I got into fighting with another big guy who was way bigger than me, who would not let me go home. Alright? So, to be honest with you, the only fights I've ever started has been with my big sister. And most of those have not been intentional. But she's why I'm tough as nails. She's beat my ass, dragged me down the steps with my ankle. She's done a lot of shit. I'm grateful for every ass whooping. Because then I wouldn't know how tough I actually was. Well, when I got in a fight with the big guy in the park, I choked him out 3 times. I didn't have a choice. He would not let me go home. And then, sadly, Black Pride kicked in. And this is the thing about pride. Pride happens before a fall. And then, the very last fight I got in, before I got my eye jacked, which wasn't really a fight, I got jumped out my job at Kegler's by 2 white cats. Which, the guy that was doing all the talking, him and I never went to blows. The guy who grabbed me, and I flipped him over and myself too, and I elbowed him right in the sternum and solar plexus, right here in the sweet spot. He come up off me, I rolled up off of him, and I told him to get up, let's do it. You wanted this shit, now you gotta take it. And when he got up, I stepped in, and I don't know how the hell he did it, but his girlfriend kind of got in the way. And she started crying and shit. So they went their way, I went back to my job, and my coworker, the red-headed ginger, how you doing? His name was Chris. I don't know his last name. Big, tall, white guy. Watched that whole shit. The whole time he kept thinking that my shit was fake. And then he found out that my shit was not fake. It's like, okay. Then my mom would let me quit my job. I wanted to quit so bad because Kegler's did not have security at the time. I didn't want to fight anybody. I just wanted to do my job, make my $4.50 an hour, and go the fuck home. That was not an option. But I never got jumped out there again because word got around, don't fuck with the dishwashers. So that was pretty much the gist of it. But once I graduated, I left that job. Then I never got into another fight until I was doing a supposed good deed for a cousin who stole a vehicle, and then I got my eye jacked twice, and my glasses were cut, and my eye was bleeding, and then the cop handcuffed me, and I got threatened by the guy's elder brother, and I said, look, dude, you don't know who the fuck I am. He's like, well, you're handcuffed. I said, you think these handcuffs are going to protect you, or they're going to protect me? And he's like, you handcuffed. I said, you don't know who the fuck I am. These are fucking weapons, dude. And they weren't like the newfangled, well, they were like the newfangled cuffs just like that when you can't move. They weren't super tight. They were just locked on my hands. But my hands were cuffed in front of me. And I had enough maneuvering room. And I said, man, if I get over there to you, these handcuffs are going to go through your fucking neck. And then the other cop said, look, you can't be threatened. I said, man, I'm going to jail. I might as well give you a fucking reason. I'm going to kill that tall motherfucker right there. That son bitch that broke his hand on my face. And my cousin that got me into this motherfucker's going to die last. I said, so if I'm going to jail, I'm going for fucking homicide. And not for fucking stealing a goddamn van. So about that time, they locked the guy in the truck that hit me in the face. They locked his ass in the squad car because I was like, oh, I'm going to kill them all. So within like 30 minutes or so, I was walking home. I wasn't locked up. And the whole situation was explained. I had my broken glasses in my hand. I went to the spectacle shop the next day. They fixed my glasses for free. I still had dry blood on my hand because I was supposed to go to the police station so that they could go with me to the spectacle shop. I just wanted my fucking glasses fixed. So I still have those glasses somewhere, but they're fixed. So, yeah. Let's see if I can find them someday. I'm talking all this shit. Okay, can't find them. Found a few knives, though. Yeah. It's knives. Okay. trying to cut myself with that. And yes, I have cut myself with the Some Bitch before. No, it's not a throwing star. No, you can't use it as a throwing star. Unless you're a complete fucking idiot. Anyhow. Got this too. So as I said, your fighting experience is everything. The more fights you've been in, the better your chances of using the shit that you have acquired in the dojo. Versus, not being in a lot of damn fights. If you haven't really been in a lot of fights, it's more than likely you might win, you might not. But I wanted to end this on facts. The fact of the matter is really simple. If you've been on enough fights, you're not going to lose so many fights. If you haven't been in a lot of fights, you're going to lose one or two. And losing is learning. But don't take a royal ass whooping, And this is for you sports enthusiasts that know when you've won the fight, but you still have no sportsmanship, and you decide, oh, I got him beat down, I'm just going to keep going on him. You can tell when you hurt somebody. You can tell when they're down and they're done. Which is another reason why I probably wouldn't make it in the UFC, because if I knock you down and you don't get back up, I'm not coming down there on you. I will actually let you get back up, because I am a stand-up fighter. I'm not into that ground and pound shit. But, if you go down and you stay down, either the clock's going to run out or you're going to have to get back up. Because I'm not coming over there. I say, nope. Because I have enough fighting experience to know that if I walk the wrong way and you kick me in my leg and break my shit, now the fight's yours. So no. When I hit you, I'm hitting you with bad intentions while we're still standing. That way, when I nail one of these damn things and you go down, it's done. Thanks for watching. And again, when you are in a fight, remember, your fighting experience is everything. Be seeing you.